The citizens of Pakistan woke up on the Sunday morning with the information that they don't have a prime minister as of now, because after a month-long tussle, Imran Khan has been officially sacked as the Pakistan prime minister. It was a late-night political drama. Voting was held on the no-trust vote against Khan. The National Assembly passed a no-confidence motion with 174 votes. That makes Imran Khan now the first Pakistani prime minister to be voted out. PTI members staged a protest outside the assembly when the voting was underway, but also the National Assembly Speaker and his deputy resigned just before the voting started. Meanwhile, PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz Sharif reacted to the vote and said Pakistan's nightmare is over. The National Assembly will now meet again on Monday afternoon and elect the new Prime Minister of the country. But the nomination for that will have to be filed by 2 p.m. That means another 1 hour to go. According to reports, Imran Khan vacated the official residence of the Prime Minister's office in Pakistan just before the crucial no-confidence vote.
174 members have recorded their votes in favor of the resolution. Consequently, the resolution for vote of no confidence against Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, has been passed by a majority of the total membership of the National Assembly. आज प्लीज तशरीफ रखें ऑर्डर इन द हाउस। आज पाकिस्तान की ऑपोजिशन के सारे कायदीन यहाँ बैठे हैं और शिद्दत से मियां नवाज शरीफ साहब की कमी महसूस हो रही है।
मैं आज ये फैसला करता हूँ और मैंने फैसला किया है कि मैं स्पीकर के ओहदे पे मजीद नहीं रह सकता और मैं अपने ओहदे से इस्तीफा देता हूँ। मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी का बहुत लंबा अरसा अपने लीडर इमरान खान के साथ गुजारा। 26 साल से मैं उसके साथ रहा। मैं स्टूडेंट लाइफ से, जब मैं स्टूडेंट था उस वक्त मैंने तहरीक इंसाफ ज्वाइन की और उस वक्त जब मैं शौकत खानम कैंपेन चली थी मैं उस वक्त उसके साथ था। मैं चूंकि इस वक्त एक कौमी फरीज़ा है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक फैसला है, इसको मनोअन तस्लीम करते हुए उसकी जो प्रोसीजर है उसको आगे बढ़ाती हुए मैं जो पैनल ऑफ चेयरमैन है आया सादिक साहब वो बाकी इजलास वो चलाएगा और जो इसकी लीगल वो उसके मुताबिक करेगा।
इस शेर के साथ मैं अपनी बात ख़त्म करूंगा कि जब अपना काफिला अज़्म व यकीन से निकलेगा, आप और मुस्कुराएं इसलिए कि मुस्कुराने के दिन है ये आज। जब अपना काफिला अज़्म व यकीन से निकलेगा, जहाँ से चाहेंगे रास्ता वहीं से निकलेगा। वतन की मट्टी मुझे एड़ियाँ रगड़ने दे, मुझे यकीन है चश्मा यहीं से निकलेगा।
मैं सर दिसंबर से मुस्कुरा रहा हूँ, फिर मैं फरवरी में भी मुस्कुराता ही रहा और मैं कहता था कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है।
Let's go across now live to Islamabad. I'm joined by Pakistan journalist Qamar Naeem. Qamar, when Shehbaz Sharif said in the assembly, muskuraiye, muskurane ke din hai, do you think it will be really the days of smiles for him, or is it going to be a tough task also for him to revive Pakistan if and when he does get announced as the Prime Minister?
We'll leave this matter to the future, whether these are the days of a smile for Shehbaz Sharif or not, because yesterday it was surely a day of smiles for all the opposition parties, the joint opposition, the PTM, and everybody except Pakistan Tehreek Insaf. Surely it was a day of smiles. But now we have to see how long these smiles last. Because these parties which are in coalition against Imran Khan are ideologically different from each other. They have differences, they have ideological differences, they have their manifestos differences. There is a party of far right hand, there is a party of far left wing. So how long these smiles last, it is debatable. But this is not debatable. Yes, surely it was a day of smiles yesterday for the opposition party, especially Shehbaz Sharif, who is likely to be the next PM of Pakistan.
Kamal, can we say then Tehreek-e-Insaf has completely accepted defeat? How are they looking at the next few days for their party, for Pakistan, and with elections also can be scheduled soon?
Yeah, elections are likely to be held soon.
Yes.
Even the reports are coming, elections would be held before their actual time, within next 8 to 9 months. And secondly, how PTI is going to react, it is debatable. No, I don't think so. They have accepted their defeat, because this is not the track record of Prime Minister Imran Khan.
Okay.
As today, a core committee meeting of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has been called by Prime Minister Imran Khan. So they are going to decide their future strategy, whether they are going to sit peacefully in the opposition bench, on the opposition benches, or are they going to hit the roads once again. So it's before time to say anything about what's going to be what strategy is going to be adopted by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. But track record says that Imran Khan is not going to sit calmly or peacefully. He's going to surely hit the roads once again.
Very interesting. Are we looking at possibly street agitations by Tehreek-e-Insaf and by Imran Khan specifically? And Kamal Naeem will be tracking all the latest. This, remember, when just about an hour to go for nominations to be filed for the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. Kamal, thank you so much for joining us on India Today. As of now, I'll return to you shortly. From a legendary sportsman to the first Pakistani Prime Minister who has been sacked, that is how Imran Khan will be remembered for generations. Because it was a lost power late on Saturday night when he was voted out by the Assembly. It was a test of strength that was stalled all day, for days actually. But here's a report now on an oscillating career and an overnight showdown of Imran Khan, who was Prime Minister of the country just about few hours ago.
इमरान अपना अक्सरियत खो बैठा है.
A bowler par excellence, a reliable batsman, first and only Pakistan captain to lift the World Cup for his nation. Imran Khan is perhaps the greatest cricketer produced by Pakistan. A legend who inspired a generation of pacers, not just in Pakistan but across the world. 30 years later, Imran Khan betrayed every ethos of a good sportsman as he became the first Pakistani Prime Minister to be sacked after losing the trust vote. First, instead of taking on his opponents head-on, he dug the trust vote by not showing up for the proceedings in the Pakistan Assembly. As the captain of his team, the PTI, Imran Khan abandoned his party members and the loyalists.
यहाँ बड़ी-बड़ी हस्तियां हो गुजरी, बड़े-बड़े नामवर लीडर यहाँ पैदा हुए, इस कौम ने पैदा किए. आज वो 6 मन मट्टी के नीचे सो रहे हैं. कल हम भी नहीं होंगे, लेकिन तारीख गवाह होगी. तारीख हक़ाइक़ कभी छुपते नहीं हैं, दबाए जा सकते हैं, पर्दे में रखे जा सकते हैं, छुपाए जा सकते हैं, लेकिन एक वक्त आएगा जनाब चेयरमैन कि तारीख उनको बेनकाब करेगी. तारीख उन लोगों को जिन लोगों ने ये सारा नाटक रचाया है, उनको बेनकाब करेगी.
Boxed into a corner and seeing that there was no way he could hold on to the Prime Minister's chair, Imran Khan then tried to fix the match.
वज़ीर-ए-आज़म पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ अपोजिशन ने अदम-ए-एतमाद की तहरीक 8 मार्च 2022 को पेश की थी. अदम-ए-एतमाद की तहरीक का आइन, कानून और रूल्स के मुताबिक होना जरूरी है. किसी गैर मुल्की ताकत को यह हक नहीं कि वो साजिश के तहत पाकिस्तान के अवाम की मुंतखब हुकूमत को गिराए. वज़ीर कानून ने जो नुकात उठाए हैं वो दुरुस्त हैं, वैलिड है. लिहाजा मैं रूलिंग देता हूँ कि अदम-ए-एतमाद की करारदाद आइन और कौमी मुख्तारी व आज़ादी से मुनाफी है और रूल्स और ज़ाब्ते के खिलाफ है. ये करारदाद में मुस्तरद डिसअलाउ करने की रूलिंग देता हूँ. ईवान की कार्रवाई रोक की जाती है. फरमान में इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान के दस्तूर के आर्टिकल 54 की शिक 3 के तहत तजवीज़ करदा इख्तियारात को बरवेकार लाते हुए कौमी असम्बली का जुमा 25 मार्च 2022 को तलब करदा इजलास इसके काम के इख्तिताम पर बाज़रिया हाज़िर बर्खास्त करता हूँ.
He tried to tamper the ball again by delaying the trust vote that the Pakistan Supreme Court had ordered to be carried out on 9th April.
का कप्तान भाग रहा है, भागते भागते तौहीन अदालत कर रहा है, भागते भागते आईन शिकनी कर रहे हैं.
He was finally run out by the opposition and the Pakistan judiciary, which forced a vote on the no confidence motion past midnight. With the writing on the wall being clear, Team Imran finally conceded defeat. Imran Khan retired hurt, leaving his official residence for his private estate in Banigala, even as the voting in the Pakistani Assembly was underway. From a champion to a sore loser, this is how Imran Khan will now be remembered. Bureau Report, India Today. So this full-on midnight high-octane drama eventually ended Imran Khan's regime after a month-long battle, and that even reached the Supreme Court. Now, the Pakistan National Assembly will convene on Monday again to elect the next Prime Minister of the country. Here's a special report on what led to the exit of cricketer-turned-Neta Imran Khan. Rumour of sacking mighty Pakistani Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Prisoner vans outside the Parliament. Prime Minister sacked. Pakistani Awam witnessing one of the most dramatic nights in their country's history. The chain reaction started during the day after the assembly session commenced. But the political mayhem peaked after dusk. United opposition demanded a trust vote by 8 p.m, but it did not take place. The clock was ticking, running a lot faster for Khan and his government. According to Supreme Court's order, no confidence vote was mandatory before midnight, otherwise Khan would face consequences. The next big development came from the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice instructed relevant officials of the top court to open the doors at midnight. Embattled Prime Minister Imran Khan held a key meeting with his cabinet, but nothing much could be done. Meanwhile, rumours started that Imran Khan is planning to sack the Pakistani Army Chief General Bajwa. But Imran Khan was fast enough to put the rumour to rest. Khan, who had no chance to survive the motion, said he will fight till the end. Security was beefed up. Prisoner vans were called. For once it looked that Khan might be arrested. The petition was filed in the High Court to stop Imran Khan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Fawad Chaudhry from leaving the country. Around midnight, the final leg of the political tamasha began. Just ahead of the vote, Assembly Speaker and his deputy resigned. Opposition party leader Ayaz Sadiq to preside the Assembly session. Imran's loyal lieutenant Fawad Chaudhry also knew the time was up for Khan, and he was correct. Khan became the first Prime Minister of Pakistan to be voted out. National Assembly passing a no-confidence motion with 174 votes.
Consequently, the resolution for vote of no confidence against Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, has been passed by a majority of the total membership of the National Assembly.
Shehbaz Sharif, who is likely to be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan, expressed his thanks to the members.
शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला के फजल करम से उनकी जदोजहद, उनकी कुर्बानियाँ आज रंग लाई हैं और आज दोबारा पाकिस्तान के अंदर आइन और कानून का पाकिस्तान दोबारा बना चाहता है इंशाअल्लाह ताला.
PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari welcomed the Awam to Purana Pakistan.
हमने
सिलेक्टेड करार दे दिया था और जो गैर जमहूरी बोझ ये मुल्क 3 साल से उठा रहा था, आज 10th April 2022, welcome back to Purana Pakistan.
The Pakistan National Assembly will convene tomorrow at 2 p.m. to elect the new Prime Minister of Pakistan. Imran played the last ball, as he said, but lost the most crucial innings of his political career. Bureau Report, India Today. Imran Khan has been no alien to controversies, from a geography mix-up to allegations which were serious in nature of even sexual harassment. Here's a report on controversies that Imran Khan has been embroiled in. Take a look.
Imran Khan, the man in the spotlight, is surely having sleepless nights. His future as Prime Minister of Pakistan looks bleak, and no amount of damage control at this point could revive his prospects. This brings us to think, how well did Imran Khan fare as a world leader? Well, the number of controversies and slip-ups the cricketing demigod has been involved in while in power has made him the prime target of social media trolls. Let's start with Imran Khan's knowledge in geography. In 2018, during a speech at the Envoys Conference on Economic Diplomacy in Islamabad, Imran Khan referred to Arica, a port city in Chile, as an emerging country. At another official event in Tehran, Imran alluded that Japan and Germany share borders.
On the border region of Germany and Japan, they had joint industries. So now there's no question of them ever having bad relations because their economic interests are tied together.
Unfortunately, Imran Khan's struggle with basic physics was also out in the open when in 2018, in an attempt to praise China, Imran Khan said China has launched trains that run faster than light.
China में यही सफर 4 घंटे में, यानी कराची से लाहौर पहुंचना, चाइनीज की जो अब ट्रेन चल रही है वो 4 घंटे में पहुंचा देती है, और वो जो अगली ट्रेन बना रहे हैं वो शायद 2 घंटे में पहुंचा दें, क्योंकि वो स्पीड की लाइट से भी ज्यादा तेज अगली ट्रेन्स डेवलप हो रही हैं.
Imran Khan's math appears to be poor too. While speaking at an event and glorifying New Zealand's victory in the World Test Championships final, the former cricketer got India's population embarrassingly wrong.
1 अरब 300 करोड़ आबादी है, उनको उन्होंने वर्ल्ड टेस्ट क्रिकेट की चैंपियनशिप हरा दी.
Respecting women and their choices is not something Imran Khan can boast of. In an interview with HBO, Imran said, "Women with little clothes instigate men." He then tried to backtrack, saying he would never say something like that.
If a woman is wearing very few clothes, it will have an impact on the men, unless they're robots. I mean, it's common sense.
Allegations of sexual harassment haunted Imran Khan in 2017. His party member, Aisha Gulelai, accused him of sending obscene text messages to women members of the party. While quitting the party, Aisha said the honor of women associated with Imran Khan's party was not safe. If anything, Imran Khan has managed to successfully maintain his Casanova image all through his oscillating career. In fact, his second wife, Reham Khan, in her autobiography has claimed that Imran confessed that he had fathered at least 5 illegitimate children, some of them Indian. Imran was a bachelor for the first 42 years of his life. In the years that followed, he married thrice. Ironically, for the playboy image attached to Imran, each of his wives turned out to be more conservative than the other. His first wife, Jemima, had her hair open. Second wife, Reham, partially covered her hair. And third wife, Bushra Bibi, covers herself fully, including the face. Now, public information confirms that Imran Khan has 2 children with first wife, Jemima Goldsmith. Unfortunately for him, he was heavily trolled for getting married to the British heiress, who was half his age. The Pakistan Prime Minister also faced international scrutiny in the 90s after British girlfriend Seetha White claimed that Imran was the father of her daughter. Imran denied the claims, which led to a bitter legal battle until a Los Angeles court ruled that the 4-year-old girl was indeed Imran's biological daughter. He was finally forced to accept it. revelations made by Imran Khan's second wife, Reham, are cringeworthy. In her autobiography, Reham states Imran was obsessed with black magic and claims she caught him rubbing black lentils all over his naked body to ward off evil eye. Well, it looks like Imran Khan has surely mastered the art of blissful ignorance. Bureau Report, India Today.
Khan was once famous as a playboy. The cricketer Imran Khan was of course popular for his brilliant strokes and outstanding bowling on the field, and was equally famous for his string of girlfriends. But all of that changed once he declared his marriage to Jemima Goldsmith. Since 1995, with the rise of Imran Khan, the politician, there have been also a new character created about him. Imran Khan, the much married man, thrice so far.
Field there for LBW's gone. Imran Khan, the great Pakistan all-rounder.
There was a time, long ago, when Imran used to be a very fine bowler, both on the pitch and off it as well. Even later in life, when Imran Khan, the cricketer, was becoming Imran, the politician, his off-the-pitch bowling record shifted from easy catches to being caught out well short of the boundary, and multiple times too. The first time that Imran was declared caught, it was 1995, and politics was possibly just a gleam in Imran's eyes. But the gleam that caught his eyes was that of a daughter of the British financier James Goldsmith. Once upon a time socialite, Jemima converted to Islam at the time of their marriage. Together, they had 2 sons and portrayed the picture of a happy family. Jemima was the cornerstone during Imran Khan's first foray into election campaigning in 1997. But 9 years of the Imran-Jemima marriage ended in divorce in 2004. They remained friends, and when Imran was arrested and politically persecuted in 2007, Jemima rallied behind her former husband from Britain. When Imran Khan was accused of money laundering, it was Jemima Khan who tweeted to prove his innocence and provided evidence in his favor during the legal battle. For about a decade after his first innings, Imran Khan sat out at the pavilion for bachelor politicians. And then he padded up to bat again. In 2015, the now 63-year-old Imran Khan got married for a second time. A whirlwind romance with a British journalist of Pakistani origin had Imran Khan's popularity rising more than what his political moves could. In Pakistan, everyone spoke about how the handsome Pathan was a charmer, and how, in both his marriages, he had swept much younger British women off their feet. Jemima Goldsmith had been half his age at the time of their marriage, and Reham Khan was 2 decades younger. But it was there that the similarities ended. In his shortest marriage innings ever, Imran saw Reham Khan stomp off the field a mere 9 months later. But this time the How's That call was acrimonious, and Reham Khan's bitter memoir 3 years later hurt politician Imran Khan's homegrown popularity. But marriage, unlike cricket, need not end in just 2 innings. However badly mauled Imran got in the second one, he took guard once again in 2018. 6 months before he was to become Prime Minister, Imran Khan married for a 3rd time. In a low-key ceremony in Lahore, he teamed up with the one who the local media dubbed a faith healer. Bushra Wattu was the stark opposite to both Jemima and Reham Khan. The bride was flanked by her mother, brother, and children. She was covered from head to toe in a burqa. And it seemed that once again Imran Khan was changing the makeup of his team to suit the requirements of the pitch he was bowling on. As the flamboyant ex-cricketer raising money to build his cancer hospital, Jemima had been a big help. As the flashing Pathan tackling the big bad boys of politics, Rehan had fit the picture. But as Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Imran Khan needed Bushra Wattu's silent presence managing the family herd.